What's up, guys? Warcurdle here. Hey, so quick conversation I wanted to have about shipping Pokemon cards. So there's a lot of different reasons why people could be shipping Pokemon cards. The one that I'm specifically going to reference is rips and ships. So if you're on Facebook and you do live rips and ships, or if you do some Pokemon card e-commerce, you list up your cards on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, wherever. I'm just going to go through the way that I ship my products. I've shipped out hundreds and hundreds of parcels of Pokemon cards, and this seems to be the best way to do it as far as having lots of conversations with people that do the same thing, what people like, what people don't like. So I'm just going to dive in. So what I have in front of me here on my desktop is I have team bags, I have top loaders, which these are all Ultra Pro products. There are going to be similar products that are going to be of other brands, but I'm going to specifically be talking about Ultra Pro right now because that's what I use. They have it locally here for me to pick up, so that's what I grab. Also, card sleeves are also going to be very important. We'll cover that in a second. So let's say I'm doing a live rip and ship, and I'm opening up a couple packs for somebody here. We've got Shining Legends, which is kind of a pricier set at the moment. So we go through. Cool, we've got a Zoroark GX. Awesome. And then we've got a holographic energy. We're going to also ship the bulk here too. And then we also have XY Evolution. So yeah, I've seen lots of different ways that people will ship products. I've received them in several different ways as well. And I just felt like it would be a good video to make to go over some options. So we got Arcanine, Professor Oak's, Hint. Now, let's say someone's buying cards from you. You don't know what kind of collector they are. Maybe they love, or they're building a collection of XY Evolutions. They want them to be minty, and so we're going to go ahead and sleeve our reverse holo. Just keep in mind anything with holographic material can scratch. And so what I'm using here on these are these Ultra Pro penny sleeves. These are soft sleeves. Now, I want to show you something here with these sleeves. You saw how easily they went into the sleeve. There are several different types of sleeves. There's ones that are also premium, which they will hug that card. They will be thicker to questionably protect the card, but what ends up happening is you have to force that card in that sleeve to a point where it's going to rub the edges and cause whitening along the edges, which you do not want. As a shipper, as someone who sells cards, and if you want to do it consistently and you want to keep people happy, you have to protect their cards. So this is one scenario. So right here, I mean, we may have just a few dollars worth of cards, but what we're going to do when we ship it is we're going to put it in a team bag. And we can do it just like that. What we're going to do also is use one top loader with this here. And then we're going to grab our team bag, which the team bags are designed to carry a small deck of cards. They look like this. So you put your cards inside of that. Boom. Boom. And then it'll have this little strip up here you remove. It's an adhesive. And then you fold that over. And then you got your little pack of cards here. So the team bags are nice. They keep the cards from moving around in your package. The top loader back here is for added stability. And then for something like this, I would say, bubble mailers are always the way to go. You usually want to do some sort of like tracked situation. So this is going to be under £1. You can send it first class. It's probably $3 or $4 cost in shipping, which usually people will collect whenever they rip that product. So you got your cards in there, and then you peel the top off, fold it over, boom, and then you put your label on top of it like that. These are 4x7. I order them on Amazon. You can get 48 of them for about $7 or $8. If you're doing not that much, you can go to Walmart, Target, and find them too. You're not going to get quite as much bang for your buck. You're always going to get more product if you order online for less money. So that's one scenario here. Now I want to go over some stuff that I want to highly encourage people not to use if they're doing rip and ships, especially if they get kind of valuable cards for people. So what happens a lot is people will get sleeves like these. They'll buy Elite Trainer boxes, they'll rip them, and then they'll be like, oh, I got 3 sleeves to ship my product in. Well, some comments on these. So it's a sleeve. It will hold a card. And let's see here. Let me just grab a card out of here. So what ends up happening with these, we'll use Zoroark, is these soft penny sleeves are designed to be soft. They're not designed to scratch. The tops of them are also soft in the way that they are cut. These can have extremely rough points of entry up here because these are mass produced for, it's a competitive deck card holder. That's why you get a stack of them, roughly the amount of how many cards you would have in a competitive deck. And as I'm sliding this card in, I can already feel the resistance on the top, and I can hear I would call it nails on a chalkboard, but it's like really quiet nails on a chalkboard. And so what happens is, let's say you're selling like older Wizard of the Coast stuff with that holographic material, which can be scratched very easily. When you slide this card in and slide it out, if anybody has ever gotten Wizard of the Coast holographic cards that have the vertical scratches like that, the only way that happens is from sliding a card into a sleeve and out of a sleeve. So be mindful of that. If you are doing rip and ships, or you're selling cards, or you're selling on eBay, I would highly recommend not using these. These are fun cards. I mean, they're good for, you know, low dollar stuff. Do not use them if people are paying you money for cards, because your biggest concern when you're doing that is you want the person to receive that product, be so happy with the way it's packaged that they won't hesitate to buy products from you again. If they receive it in a way that makes them question, you know, the condition upon arrival of the cards being happening from the way that you're shipping it, that's a no bueno. So another scenario is if you're shipping high dollar cards. So with these, it's a couple dollars worth of cards probably. We got away with one top loader and putting it in a bubble mailer. Now let's say we've got a card worth several $100s. So this is Rainbow Charizard from Champion's Path. Yeah, I mean, arguably $300 to $400 card right now. And the way I have this sleeved is in a Ultra Pro top loader, which there are, not all top loaders are created equal as well. You can get cheap top loaders. You just want to use your best judgment with the, basically you don't want to be like the other ones, shoving the card inside of there where it could potentially be damaging the card. Like this one slides right in, and then you'll see people give it a little tap. This one specifically, if you guys want to get fancier, you can add a pull tab onto that card. And I buy these from, you can buy them online, you can get them at Target, you can get them at Walmart. They're usually in a product like this. You just pull the pull tab off, it's got an adhesive end on it, and then you slap that on the back of the soft penny sleeve, not the card. So essentially, if I want to remove this card, I pinch the sides and then I can slide the card out. But what this does is it keeps me from having to dig with my fingers inside of this top loader, potentially damaging the top of this card to pull it out. So now we're going to ship this. So this is the way that I recommend. It might be a little bit of overkill, but overkill is better than not enough protection for this card. So I will put it in a team bag as well. And you fold that over, right like that. So now we have a card safely and secured inside of its top loader. Now, because this is a several $100 card and I want to ensure that USPS cannot damage this card, I'm going to do a few things. So here I have 2 pieces of cardboard. How I get my cardboard is I go to USPS and I grab their priority mail boxes. These are free. So this is essentially free cardboard. You don't have to pay money for boxes. So I use a box cutter. I cut out the top. And then I'll use some rubber bands, not tape. I'll use some rubber bands to hold the card between the cardboard. So card goes here. Top part goes here. And then we'll use a rubber band like so. And rubber band like so. Awesome. Now, I would highly recommend not putting it in a bubble mailer like this, because I've seen some horror stories. I mean, you can shove this in there and ship it like that. The way I would suggest sending something when someone is spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a card, and this is going to be premium products here. If it was like a $30 card, yeah, that's probably okay. But again, my goal is to have that person receive that product and be overwhelmingly satisfied with the way it was shipped. So I've got some bubble wrap. I'm going to wrap this in bubble wrap. You guys are like, this guy's crazy. Over the top, not really. I mean, if someone's spending that kind of money on your product, the cost on this amount of bubble wrap, cardboard we already said was free, rubber bands, we're talking about pennies at this point, and a little bit of extra time. So we do that. Okay, so now we are bubble wrapped around there. Now, what I highly recommend when you go to USPS is picking up several of these every trip. These are the small priority boxes. Now, you can use these to ship priority. It's a flat rate. However, with this one card, we're going to just use this box for extra stability. So we're going to make our box. So we're essentially going to have this card in a top loader. We're going to have it around cardboard. We're going to have it bubble wrapped. And then we're going to have it in this box. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside of this box. Now we don't want this to be bouncing around inside of the box. So another place where you can get free shipping stuff. Walmart. Let's say you go to Walmart, you're getting some groceries, you just throw a couple extra of these bags inside of your stuff. So this makes excellent packaging, stuffing, packaging material. So now I'm just going to fill the extra space inside of this box with just a few bags from your local store, local grocery store. Some options being Walmart, Target, anywhere that has maybe a self-checkout would be your best option. And then you just grab them like that. So now we have that nice and stuffed in there. And then we close it up. It's got a pull tab adhesive. Boom shakalaka. And our card is inside of there. And you can hear it's not moving around. So this is very stable. Now, what we are also going to do is put it in a bubble mailer, because if we mail it like this, they're going to force you to pay that priority flat rate for a small flat rate box, which I believe is it's somewhere around $10. Now, this is still going to be under £1, so we can do first class, which you will also have tracking information on. So that size box fits perfectly inside a bubble mailer envelope, and the size on these is 8.5 inches by 11 inches. You can get a pack of 25 off Amazon for, I want to say, about $12. but it's very worth it. This is a very versatile size when you're shipping cards. If you're shipping a lot of cards, like bulk low dollar cards, you can use this size. You might fill it up halfway and then fold down the top. So yeah, and then with this, we undo the adhesive, we fold it over, and now we're ready to throw a shipping label on it. Very, very sturdy. You can kick this across the room and that card's going to be safe. People will really appreciate the care and consideration that you take with the way you ship their stuff, especially a $300 to $400 Pokemon card. And the shipping cost on that's going to be roughly $4 or $5, maybe. Let me go and weigh this actually right now. I've got a scale right next to me, the old kitchen scale. So the weight on that's going to be, that's 4 ounces. So that's a $3 or $4 shipping cost. Maybe a little bit more because of the size. So yeah, that is an example of, in my opinion, the proper way to ship cards. I want to say that's pretty much it for right now. That's all I can think of. These should be your bread and butter card shipping protectors. Again, there are other products that are not Ultra Pro brand that would work just fine. Just make sure you're looking at it and you're ensuring that whenever you sleeve up this stuff, it's not getting damaged in the process. I'd highly recommend not putting your cards inside of these sleeves. Also too, no tape on top of your top loader. If you top load a card, do not put tape on top of here. What's going to get you the same results is putting that in a team bag instead. So people don't have to fight the top of this top loader, putting scissors in there, risking damaging whatever card is inside. That's a big no-no. So anyway, that's about as much as I can think of information at the moment. There's lots and lots to think about whenever you're shipping cards, trading cards, not just Pokemon, but I mean, it can be any sort of high dollar card. So anyway, yep, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.